G'day my friends, and welcome to another video here at Marty's Garden. I've got something a little bit different for you today because what I want to do is explain the long-term projects that are coming up and why I've been working on these projects. And it's called microbiome organics. Now, hang on tight because I'm going to explain why I've been developing this system for quite some time. See, it goes back to the time of when the farmers were in here in Australia and they were just basically following European standards. Unfortunately, we still do a lot of that now. And they were boiling all the trees down, big balls and chains, rolling through and just knocking everything down, clearing it all. The government was even giving people land and say, if you clear it, you can have it. You know, things like that. It was just, and so they were just going insane and getting greedy and just knocking down all the countryside and then not planning at all for the problems ahead in the future. They just thought more land equals more money. Now, there was a man called Mr. Potter, and he developed the Potter Plan in the 60s and 70s. And you can look that up in YouTube, the Potter Plan. And it's basically the first sustainable agricultural plan that I know of that came out. And when I was studying my agricultural business at college, that was something that I worked on. It was my thesis. I had to do a property plan development. And what I did was I grabbed all his model and I broke it down onto an acre. And I got really good marks actually for top marks. I can't even remember what they call it now when you get like that's really good marks for a thesis because it was so long ago. If you know what they're called, maybe write it down below and remind me. But anyway, getting back to the story. So I've been working on that system, following that same system for a very, very long time now and developing it. So going into actually micro farming and growing the microgreens and the baby leaf crops and things like that, and then selling to the restaurants and developing it all organically because the people want that fresh, healthy food, especially where I was living at the time in Byron Bay, where I spent most of my life, where I was actually studying in Lismore, just west of there, with some of the best teachers in Australia, I believe, in that time, teaching organic and sustainable agriculture. Now, what I'm doing is I'm developing something called microbioorganics. Now, the micro means basically small space, and then microbio is two words together again, so microbiology and organic gardening. So scaling everything down into such a system that is manageable for people in their small space and urban backyards and grow organically and never have to go out and even use a spray or even like a natural spray, things like that, you know, and just start getting the most amazing fresh food. Now, when we're doing this, we need to work on our soils first. We need to get the soils right. So we're feeding the soils and not the plants, and then we need to build like little windbreaks around, using little native shrubs and things, allowing the birds to come in. We need to have some water in there. We need to have housing for little lizards and things, maybe even like a bees insect hotel. You know, just think about the habitat when the animals are coming in, because, you know, you want little like birds flying down and landing on the tomatoes and reaching up and grabbing a grub and, you know, always feeling comfortable. And so you need to think about if there's the cat next door or whatever that's going to come over. Don't put the water trough near the area where they might be susceptible to attack or something like that. You know, plan well, but just do it slowly over time and just build on it. And you'd be surprised over time. It doesn't take very long at all, and you could have an amazing little backyard producing awesome crops. Now you can scale it down any way that you want. So I'm going to give you a formula here. So we've got A crop, B crop, C crop, and a D crop. Now your A crop is your microgreens, right, which you can be harvesting anything from 7 to 14 days. So you've got food coming in straight away, growing in compost, boom, microgreens, A crop. B crop will be your baby leaf, which can take anywhere from sort of 2 weeks up to a month, and you're harvesting, adding them to your microgreens in the salads and grabbing it and putting it in the stir fries and using it in all different ways to create healthy living food straight out of your backyard. And you can do these in pots on a vertical stand. Easy, doesn't take long at all to get going, and just growing in compost. Now the next one is your C crop, which would be like your tomatoes, your cucumbers, corn, you know, things like that, chili, stuff like that, things that take like 6 weeks and upwards before you can harvest, right? And so you want to actually choose the ones that you're going to eat a lot. And this includes your herbs as well. They sort of fit in there between the sort of around the C crop as well, because you're harvesting and using them and mixing them into your food and different things. And then we've got our D crops, which are our small space. Well, even you've got an urban space and, a nice backyard, you can have a pretty good sized fruit tree, right? Maybe a lemon tree, maybe an apple, maybe an avocado like I have, things like that. And you can actually go out and buy dwarf trees as well and put them into places where you wouldn't fit a normal fruit tree. So if you think about that and you plan well, you can have food nearly all year round depending on your climate. And it's about getting the biology right, it's about getting the native plants and bio and getting my words mixed up here, making a good habitat for all the wildlife and everything to hunt and devour and eat all those bad bugs and stuff, and creating a good balance. So it takes a little bit of time, but it's definitely worth it and very, very manageable once you get going. So start with the soils, think about what crops you can grow and get going and get into it. You're going to be hearing more from me in the future regarding these type of crops, and I'll probably have some little courses and things like that and maybe videos and stuff on it coming up in the future as well. Anyway, I'm Marty Ware from Marty's Garden. I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know what you think about micro, bio, organics. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one real soon. Bye for now.